Okay, so let's see. I appear to be live on Instagram and I appear to be live on YouTube. All right. So, have not gone live in a very long time. I've never gone live on my new Instagram or my new YouTube, but I want to start doing this every Thursday. Okay, so every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be putting out in my social media what subjects I'm going to be talking about. I'm also going to ask for questions. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, just go ahead and, like I said, just go ahead and ask them. So today, what I wanted to talk about specifically was why only ketogenic diets work for some people. All right. Because I've done quite a bit of ketogenic dieting in my life and I've helped quite a few people use ketogenic diets. And although right now I think I'm taking in intentionally, I'm taking in like 200 grams of carbs a day. Okay. Uh, Plus however many incidental carbs there are that I don't necessarily, plan in. But in general, I've gotten excellent results on ketogenic diets. Okay. So I'm not a zealot who thinks you need to go on a ketogenic diet or you will never lose weight, but I'm also not someone who thinks that ketogenic diets don't work. So why do I say that only ketogenic diets work for some people? Um, and the reason is this, let me go ahead and just explain the whole situation. In general, okay, if you're talking about weight on the scale, like how hard do you push down on the earth when you stand up? Okay, you're not talking about body composition, fat percentage, muscle percentage of your body. You're not talking about performance, how strong you are, your endurance. You're not talking about your health or anything. In general, all that really matters are calories. Okay. Like I said, if you want to be healthy, if you want to perform well in the gym, you obviously need to worry about a certain amount of fat, a certain amount of protein, micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, electrolytes, water intake, fiber, etc. But in general, if you just want to weigh less on the scale, all you have to do is care about your calories. So why is it that there are people who never get results? They try a million diets and they go ahead and they try a keto diet and suddenly, oh my God, the ketogenic diet works for me. And I know the answer. Okay. Because in general, if you eat less, you will lose weight. So let me go ahead and let me ask you this. Do you think that it's possible to eat carbohydrates and lose weight? Of course, right? You just figure I have so many calories that I'm allowed to take in. Okay, that will cause me to lose weight. And if I want to have a bag of potato chips, okay, how many calories are in those potato chips? That would go ahead and just take them out, by eliminating another food from my diet. So with the potato chips, minus the food that I eliminated, I'm still at the same calories. I'm still going to lose weight. Okay. Can you drink beer on a diet and lose weight? Okay, let's see. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you certainly could lose weight and drink beer. Beer's, let's say 200 calories. A chicken breast is, let's say 200 calories. So I will eat one chicken breast less. And instead of those 200 calories, I will drink a 200 calorie beer. Once again, you're underneath your calories and you are going to lose weight. But what if you're an alcoholic? Okay, what if you're an alcoholic? What if you drink one beer, which means you finish the six pack, which means you stumble down the street to the gas station, which means you buy a case, which means you might grab a little, small bottle of vodka or something to go with it, which means now your stomach's all fucked up because you haven't been drinking for a long time. And now you've had, about half a case of beer and, a couple shots of vodka. So now you need something to calm down your stomach. So now you go ahead and you start eating some garbage food. Then you black out and you keep drinking, you keep eating, and now you've taken in like 25 trillion calories in one day because you're a fucking alcoholic. Okay. If you had one 200 calorie beer and eliminated one 200 calorie chicken breast, you would be okay in terms of just losing weight. But if you're an alcoholic and you cannot control your alcohol consumption, there's no way in hell you could drink a beer because one beer will become another and another and another. And next thing you know, you're drunk for 3 days straight. Okay. Way the hell over on your calories. And you don't understand this if you are not a carbohydrate addict, but there are people out there, and I'm one of them, who cannot handle carbohydrates in moderation. If you give me one cookie, I will eat the rest of the bag. If you tell me you're not going to, I'm going to either beat you into a bloody pulp, take the cookies out of your cold, dead hands, and consume the rest of the bag, or you are going to kill me defending those cookies. I will not eat one cookie. I cannot. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not an alcoholic. I could have the last time I drank a beer, I took a couple sips, put it down, and found it like a day later. I literally forgot to finish one beer. I'm not an alcoholic. I really like drinking. I'm not a drug addict, but I am a carbohydrate addict. So if you think that I'm going to be, oh, just eat one cookie and it's, whatever, however many calories and it will fit into your, no, because if I start eating, I'm not going to stop. And like the alcoholic, you wake up in the morning and feel all fucked up because I got carb hangover. So what do I do now? Oh, well, like the alcoholics say, you have a little bit of the hair off the dog that bit you. So basically, I got drunk, so I drink the same thing I drank last night and it makes my hangover go away. It's the same thing if you're a carbohydrate addict. So now it's 2 days in a row that I'm eating garbage because I woke up feeling horrible because I ate nothing but garbage yesterday. And if you're going to say something along the lines of, well, that's just because you limit yourself and you don't take in carbohydrates and you should give yourself a treat every day. For me, a treat is an entire bag of cookies. Now I feel like having an entire pizza. Now I feel like having a couple of liters of soda. Now I feel like having some giant coffee with all kinds of sugar in it. Okay. Now I feel like having some chips. There is no such thing as moderation for me. I do not understand it. And if you don't understand that, you have as little right to tell me that carbohydrate addiction isn't real, just like someone saying, oh, why don't you just drink less? And I truly do believe, I said this before, I truly do believe that carbohydrate addiction is going to become recognized at some point as a legitimate physical, physiological, psychological, psychiatric, whatever ailment. Because I'm 49 years old. When I was younger, I knew alcoholics. I had alcoholics in my family. So I went to Alcoholics Anonymous meetings. I remember very vividly I think it was a professor at a college. He was a very dapper old man, very dapper young man, quote, everyone's a young man for me. Wore a suit and everything. And he told his little story in front of everyone. He's like, you know, he heard all these things like before he went to Alcoholics Anonymous, like, oh, just go ahead and make sure that like one, drink lasts the whole dinner. Like, don't have like 4 or 5 drinks at dinner. Just have one drink. It wouldn't work. He couldn't do it. He could not help himself. The same thing with the people who say, oh, well, don't eat cookies, eat rice instead. I love Turkish food. Turkish food is basically vegetables, cheese, spices, meat. Stay away from that rice they've got. It's like crack. It's literally, I would rather eat the Turkish rice. I'd rather eat Turkish rice than eat fucking ice cream. It's that bad or that good. So this guy is the same thing. He was like, well, I'm going to drink vodka. Nobody likes vodka. Vodka tastes horrible. So I'm just going to limit myself. All I drink is vodka. Guess what? He got addicted to drinking vodka. So like I said, I really do believe that just like back in let's say I'm 49, 50 years old now. This was back in the 80s and he was an old man. So it's probably like the 50s maybe that these stories occurred that he was telling me. But basically the bottom line is people used to say, oh, if you're an alcoholic, just drink less. Well, that obviously doesn't work. That's not what an alcoholic is. If you can drink less, you're not an alcoholic. If you could drink in moderation, you're not an alcoholic. And like I said, it's the exact same thing with carbohydrates. I really see this becoming a legitimate recognized ailment. So the bottom line is if you are somebody who tries a million diets and none of them work, okay, because you do, if it fits your macros, I could eat whatever I want, as long as I get certain nutrients in and don't go over certain calories. And you have one cookie and that becomes 10 bags of cookies and your diet shot to shit. And then you do a high carb diet. Well, I'm not going to eat junk food. I'm just going to eat rice and quality bread and, granola. And next thing you know, you buy a box of granola and it's gone because you cannot control yourself. And then all of a sudden you try, whatever, you try a vegan diet, and then you try a keto diet where basically you just can't eat carbs. I mean, there's more to it than that, especially when you want to like really, improve your performance, really get very lean, get muscular, improve your performance in any way. your body composition in any way, your health in any way. But in general, just the pure act of not eating carbohydrates means you cut so many hundreds or even thousands of calories out. You can't drink one glass of soda. You can't have, one bagel. You can't have one little bit of rice. You can't have one cookie. Well, if you cut all of them out, I've never seen, as much as I love eggs and meat and cream and cheese, I've never seen somebody like, oh, I went over my calories. What happened? I had one omelet, and next thing you know, I had 12 omelets. I've never seen that in my entire life. I've never seen somebody like, I ate too many steaks and now I'm fat. Like, it doesn't happen. Okay. So basically, that's like the bottom line. Like, it is true that you can lose weight on any diet, whatever. You do not have to go ketogenic. There is no magic to ketogenic diets. I mean, yes, like I said, there are, fat, cholesterol, saturated fat is really important for hormone production. It satiates your hunger. It gives you an even kind of energy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So there are certainly benefits to a ketogenic diet. But at the end of the day, there is no real magic to a ketogenic diet, aside from the fact that, like an alcoholic who drinks a case of beer a day, if he stops drinking, he's going to cut out all those calories and lose weight. If you're a carbohydrate addict like me, and you say, well, from now on, I'm just not going to have any carbs. Well, now I have an omelet, and I had my omelet. I feel good. I have a little steak, or I have a little bit of hamburger meat, or I have some scrambled eggs or something. Well, I feel good. And like I said, at the end of the day too, a lot of people talk like, oh, well, you hate your life, and I could never go my whole life without having carbohydrates again. It's like, first of all, if you cannot go without something that's not necessary for your survival, you're an addict. There was a joke in Germany. Ich habe kein Problem mit Alkohol, aber es geht nicht ohne. I don't have a problem with alcohol, but I can't live without it, which is the most self-deprecating thing I've heard in my entire life. So you're basically saying you're a fucking pathetic, disgusting alcoholic. That's wonderful. Something really to be proud of. But like I said, if you're saying to yourself, well, I can't live without fucking cookies, you're a goddamn child. You're addicted to goddamn carbohydrates. You really probably need to stop eating carbohydrates. But also, like I said, just think about what you can have. I cannot have cookies and cupcakes and whatever and stuff like that. Fine. First of all, I'm proud of that because I'm not 5 years old. Second, like I said, I love omelets. I could sit down and eat omelets. My girlfriend and I, one of our hobbies is one of the way we spend quality time together is we kind of like look up different recipes or ketogenic recipes or recipes we could make ketogenic. I mean, we make like a fake lasagna, which is basically like ground beef and, different types of ricotta cheese, cottage cheese, different types of cream, stuff like that. It's wonderful. When I'm bulking on keto, I'll basically eat my meals. And if I'm hungry, I'll just cut a little bit of that off and just eat it as well. But I don't eat it. I eat it in moderation because there are no carbs. So like I said, there are a million different things you can have. Like, why can't you just be happy about all the cream and the cheese and the meat and the eggs and the omelets and everything that you can have, as opposed to crying because you can't have a fucking cupcake? Anyway, I hope that this actually did work out quite well. I'm in Mexico right now. It's hot, even with the air conditioner on. So in YouTube, I hope that the microphone kind of helps with the air conditioner noise. In Instagram, I'd have to listen to see how that works in terms of the noise. Also, with internet connection, this is the first time I've done this, but from now on, I am going to be doing these lives on YouTube and on Instagram every Thursday. So like I said, if you have any questions when I announce them, just go ahead and just put in your questions. I'll cover any questions you guys have. Aside from that, like I said, this was a test ride with the going live again after so long. And I appreciate you guys, Sunny, Jason. I appreciate you guys checking it out on Instagram. And like I said, I will see you guys in the next video.